Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. Today we got another great episode in 10mm. Today we're going to be taking a look and doing some ballistic testing with the Hornady XTP 155 grain. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. Yeah, so today we're going to be continuing on in our series on ammunition testing for both a pistol and rifle chambered in 10mm. Of course, we have the Carry Comp edition from Smith Wesson M&P 2.0 chambered in 10mm. It's got like a 4-inch barrel, but it's really 3.75 inch. I did a whole bunch of videos early on when I first got the gun, comparing it to a 4-inch that didn't have the comp cut out. Really doesn't make a lot of difference in terms of the velocities between the regular 4-inch and this one. Check that out if you don't believe me. I didn't believe me until I did the testing myself. And then we're also going to be using the folding pistol caliber carbine, which is a pretty cool gun. And we're going to test the notion of using one ammunition for both of these rounds. Is there such thing as one ammunition so that we can have cross compatibility, mag compatibility? Both of these platforms take the same magazines. So how well does that work? And in particular, how well does it work with the Hornady XTP? It's their American Gunner edition, but it's got 155 grain projectile loaded up. So we're going to test it in some ballistic gel, and we'll do some other tests with it just to kind of figure out what this ammunition is doing for us. So our test setup today is that we usually, with the 10mm, we have 2 layers of denim, 2 layers of t-shirt. After that, 2 inches of clear ballistic gel, followed by a 1/4 inch of medium density fiberboard, and then about 32 inches of clear ballistic gel after that. The medium density fiberboard serves as a rib simulation, as Gun Sam calls it, because yes, it's a very similar setup to him. He uses 4 inches of clear ballistic gel. I use 2. Slight differences, I know, but it's always good to follow someone else's test setup so that you can verify and independently collaborate that information. And then also, it's good because I have some different guns than he has, and we get to test it out, and there is some standardization of testing protocol. But if you don't like that, that's fine. You can go someplace else. All right, well, with that said, we got the American Gunner out today. We're going to go test it, shoot 1 round out of the pistol, 1 round out of the rifle, ideally, into the gel, see how it performs. Then we'll do some other velocity tests and then maybe some accuracy. So that's our setup. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. Okay, well, we have our 10mm pistol, the Smith Wesson M&P 2.0 Carry Comp edition. We're going to start our slow motion camera, shoot one into the gel. Here we go. All right, let's go see how that did. Taking a look at this, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We got a little bit of breakup of my medium density fiberboard, that shot there, hitting it with some impact. And oh, by the way, I forgot to say, the chronograph reading was 1332. Again, 155 grain projectile for 10mm. That's not like super hot loaded, but I will say that that's pretty good loading for what you typically get from manufacturers. After it came in through our denim and t-shirts, it went through 2 inches of gel. It was already expanding, as you could see from that. And it just keeps carrying. It keeps going on out past 18 inches. We got out to about 19 inches. Remember, folks, every time it passes through a gel block, it actually takes quite a bit of energy to go from this gel block to that gel block, especially at the end of its oomph. So that's pretty good. And we got some great mushrooming. I mean, it's not super big as we often see with this 4-inch model, but I would say that's pretty acceptable performance. In fact, for some of the rounds I'm testing from our main manufacturers, this is pretty good performance. Got out to 0.57. That's very XTP-ish. XTP generally penetrates a little deeper, but expands maybe, you know, not to 0.7 or 0.65 or something crazy like that that you'll get with Federal HST and some other rounds. But 0.57 is pretty good. Okay, well, we have our rifle out. We got the 155 grain projectile from Hornady American Gunner. Slow motion camera is on. Here we go. Whew. Oh, man. Dang. Knocked over my chronograph again. Okay, well, that was pretty awesome. The chronograph, before it was toasted, or before it was knocked over, it caught 1641. That's about a pickup of 300 feet per second. It's not bad. Some of them are only getting 200. Obviously destroyed our block, kind of blew it up. There's a lot of impact momentum going on with that, even more than what happened with the pistol. But then when we get down in here, we see that we got a lot of expansion. That's what I've seen with some of these 155 grain out of the rifle. It's just kind of going too fast. Now this is going to wreck someone's day. And the bullet held together, so that's not a complete fail. But if we go out to about where we started, 2¼ inches before that, and we get our measurement on here, it got out to, well, dang, pretty good. It got out to about the foot mark. That's pretty good, because remember, the regular tests are without medium density fiberboard. I know, and then we go back to organic gelatin versus clear ballistics. Clear ballistics typically gets a little bit more penetration than organic gelatin would. But hey, look, it's all an approximation, a simulation of a simulation at this point. But this bullet is kind of cool looking, so let me dig that out. Trousers, I would say we got complete expansion. Let's get this on the table and compare the two. Take a look at these two. This was out of the pistol, this was out of the rifle. Look at that one out of the rifle. Like that. No wonder why it only got a foot of penetration, right? Like, that's pretty good. You know, guys, this is a compelling round to me. May not be getting the energy foot-pounds that a grizzly ammunition might get, or a buffalo bore, or an Underwood, but the Underwood bullet fell apart. So maybe this is just more perfectly loaded, meaning it's not, the Underwood bullet was loaded hotter. So that's probably good that it's not loaded hotter. Look at that. We got 0.73 out of an XTP. Yeah, I mean, it was just about ready to start falling apart, but holy cow, 0.769 at that spot there, 0.765. Dang, guys, that's pretty awesome compared to, remember, we got 0.57 with this other one. So that's pretty good stuff. Okay, now we have our Garmin 0C1 out. We're going to try to get some more velocity readings off of this radar system, hopefully a little bit more accurate. Get 5 shots out of the pistol, 5 shots out of the rifle. We'll see what it says. For a session summary, we got a min of 1313, an average of 1334, a max of 1356, extreme spread of 40, standard deviation of 14, average kinetic energy of 612. That's not bad out of this little short pistol for 10 millimeter. In fact, for Hornady loading it, I'm actually impressed, guys. Yes, it's a light for caliber, if you will, projectile, but gel tests, now this, it's pretty good. Let's see what the rifle gives us and we can make a little bit better of a decision. All right, let's see what the rifle does. For a session summary, we had a min of 1675, a max of 1692. It's pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry, an average of 1692, a max of 1724. So extreme spread of 49, still not that bad. Average kinetic energy of 986. So we went from 610 to nearly 1,000 energy foot-pounds out of the rifle. Remember, a 5.56 short-barreled rifle is going to get you about 1,100, 1,050 kinetic energy foot-pounds. So at short distances, this is rifle power, right? So that's It's not a bad little setup here. And I'm really liking this American Gunner ammunition. We've got a target set up at 10 yards so that we can get 5 more shots down, check reliability and function of the gun with this ammunition, test to see how I shoot with this ammunition, test to see are any of the bullets going in sideways or flying off in odd directions. That's a good thing about this test. I don't know if you saw that down there. I don't know what the heck is happening, but my optic flew off. This is optic number 4 or 5. Yeah, optic number 4 or 5 that has sheared off my gun. 1183. Did you all see that? I just kept shooting. Fortunately, the dot did not hit me in the head. That's good. And the screws are sheared off into the optic. So that kind of sucks. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. So this is where I was shooting and I'm just like looking all around. Where the heck did my optic go? So I found it. The good news is it didn't hit me in the head. Like, that's really good news. Yeah, these suckers just sheared right off. That really sucks. And I'm probably going to have to send this back to Smith & Wesson, as you'll see here. That's where they sheared off. Looking at this a little bit more, this little plastic plate, the bosses sheared off. And I'm wondering if that was one of the beginnings of it beginning to fail. Well, I was shooting this ammo pretty good. First couple of shots were here, then it went to here, then it went to here, then it went to here, and then the optic was flying on that last shot. I think I saw something shear off on this one. I didn't know what it was. I thought something had dropped down from the trees. I saw something black. But yeah, it's like, why the heck did I get that flyer? I should have checked to see if my optic was coming off. I might have been able to get one screw off. Kind of crazy. Let's move to the rifle. Okay, we're again at 10 yards. Now we have the carbine. All right. Okay, not bad, not great. Take a look at this. These are the 4 shots here. This was actually my first one. Yeah, that probably is setting down, but it could have been me jerking, and this is true. I have no idea. It is annoying when you get one outside of the group, though, especially even at short distances like that. Okay, let's wrap things up. Had a good time shooting the 10mm, but I'm still very frustrated that I just blew another optic off of another 10mm handgun. I've blown it off of 10mm 3 now, different guns, 4 times. And yeah, no, 5 times, and one off of a 460 Roland. So maybe pistol optics on higher powered guns is not a thing. Everybody has told me that in the comment section, and I've been refusing to believe it. But I'm becoming more and more a believer. I don't know. We'll start the process over. I'll send this back to Smith & Wesson, see if they can get those screws out, and I can start over with maybe some kind of other plate system with it. But let me know what your experience is with the M&P 2.0 10mm and optics. Do you run them? Is this why you don't run them? I do have backup irons. I could have kept shooting with backup irons. I had shot the last one, but those bullets were expanding because the optic, I'm sure, was just moving around and wasn't on there. Wish I'd checked that before I'd shot it, but you know, that's again one of the challenges with optics. Other than that, I'm really impressed with this ammunition. So, gunfire in the background. Please bear with it. But other than that, I'm really impressed with this ammunition. I think it performs very well. I think that this is certainly something that you should consider, especially given it's not as good a performance as the Grizzly ammunition or the Buffalo Bore ammunition. It may be exactly what that XTP bullet should be loaded at, and it, especially for the rifle, and it's probably a lot cheaper. And so I think that's something to consider is if you can get something that's pretty close to it, maybe you stick with that. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about this ammunition. I was pretty impressed with it. I think that that light for caliber always does much better in the rifle. We get our energy foot-pounds up. Seems to perform pretty well. Let me know what you guys all think. Hope everyone has a great week. Let's get to shooting. From pistols to rifles. Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. Today we got a great episode where we're going to talk about trains. That's right, trains in the background that keep going off. And you may or may not even be able to hear that. That's fine with me. But we like talking about trains. Big ones, small ones, locomotives, cabooses, coal transport trains, cargo trains, you know, passenger trains. It's all good. It's all about trains. Everything we like to talk about on this channel is about the train. Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. Today we got a great episode. We're going to be talking about 10 millimeter, and in fact, we're going to be testing out of our pistol and our rifle a round from